Alright, this video has taken the most setup out of anything so far, I think. And once again, I don't have a whole lot of time left. It's getting close to 7 o'clock. I got stuff to do, so we got to get moving. Basically, what we're conducting now is an experiment. Backtrack. So, BLheli versus BLheli S. You know, there is a number of notable differences. BLheli S is by no means anything new, but it's new to me because I finally got my first set of ESCs that are BLheli S. So, one of the things that really kind of stuck out to me in that list of advantages is that BLheli S, with its hardware PWM timer, will make your motor quieter and smoother. And that's what I intend to test today. So, run through it. Setup's a little different today than it normally is. Instead of using the blue snowball mic like I normally use, we are using my Audio Technica condenser through a little Behringer USB mixer into Audition. Basically, the reason being is because I want to make sure that there's no auto noise leveling during this, and I think the blue snowball actually does some of that. We're also going to have a little decibel meter on a phone. Again, this is not going to be scientifically accurate as far as decibels, but it should be accurate as far as comparison. And what we are going to do is we are going to run 3 different ESCs on 2 different types of motors with the prop off and with the prop on in each setup. So we have, for our ESCs, we have the base ESC that came with a Racer 250, which is a 12 amp running Simonk firmware. And then from there, we're going to go to a 20 amp little b BLheli, which is on the latest version, which is like 14.19 or something like that. And this is going to be the equivalent version of BLheli S, which is like 16.14. Their naming schemes are very complicated. Basically, this is 16 point something, and this is 14 point something of the latest version that's available. Done. As far as a prop, we're only going to run one prop. It's going to be a Dow prop 5040, and it's a balance prop, so bonus there. And then we're going to use 2 different kinds of motors. We're going to use like a lower class motor and a higher class motor. Lower class being the Emax clone thing that came with the Racer 250, the higher class being the normal motor I like to use, which is a Cobra 2204 2400 kV, 2300 kV motor. So there we go. We're not going to use any sort of transmitter receiver setup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the flight controller tethered to the computer so I can manually specify the throttle. We're going to use a PWM throttle range for all 3 ESCs to make sure that there's no difference between using one shot and not. And then besides that, we are running 3S because I have enough 3S batteries to where I could continue to do this test and not have to worry about voltage sag or needing to charge batteries or anything like that. So yeah, with that, that is enough explaining. Oh, I also have a safety bench weight, which is my girlfriend's $150 book for her latest class. Ta-da! I was waiting to see if she would yell if she heard that because the walls are a little thin around here. But apparently she did not, so we are safe. So yes, with that, let us get started. So conclusion time. What did I learn today? Well, a couple things. BLheli S really is quieter than BLheli. However, when you think of like a house fan, right? How much noise is actually generated by the motor and how much noise is actually generated by the blades? Typically, the motors are really quiet. All you get is like a little hum or something, and most of the noise is generated by the fan blades. It's the same with these. Even though the motors are quieter, the prompts are generating a lot more noise. So, you know, it's it's a fun fact. It's not really a selling point, I think. Unless maybe there's situations with larger motors and larger props that are spinning a lot slower and don't create as much air noise that the motor noise actually makes a big difference in. So that is the first lesson. The second lesson is that this did absolutely no good as far as a sound decibel meter. It basically topped out at about 80 decibels is what it measured at, and that was at like 50-60%. So anything above that all just read pretty much 80 decibels. So we'll have to rely on the mic as far as noise and how we hear it. Third thing, Maker Fire has some work to do with their quality control. Because I got the 4 of these ESCs brand new as an upgrade for my main quad, and now their ESCs has burned out 2 of my motors right off the bat. So, that's pretty damn disappointing, to be honest. I was actually really dismayed. No idea what kind of quality control goes into these things. So we'll talk about that when I do a review on these things. With that, yes, to answer the question, BLheli S makes your motors quieter, but it doesn't make your props quieter. And your props are probably generating more noise than your motors anyways. With that, thanks for watching. Oh, January giveaway. And also, check out the link below to enter our January giveaway where we give out one of these really cool Space One Formula 220X frames, which, now that this test is done, I get to build this because I was actually waiting to do this first. So, yes, I get to rebuild my quad now. I am happy. And hopefully whoever wins will be happy as well when they have one. With that, thanks for watching. You guys have a good day.